and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single day. And if you're looking for daily short tarot readings, check out my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. If you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. We have the Page of Swords, Nine of Cups, Ace of Wands, the Star, the Hierophant, the Devil on the bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm seeing that a lot of you are in the process of breaking major cycles that are going to allow you to step into this new energy and new chapter of your life. And this definitely has not been an easy process of breaking these cycles, because oftentimes these cycles, it's the familiarity, it's the love or the caring that we have for certain situations or people, or that we're afraid to hurt other people's feelings, that prevent us from making these decisions. But what you've come to realize with this Page of Swords is that you may not exactly know the best way to stand up for yourself yet, or how to draw the boundaries or communicate them, but you are stepping up for yourself. But what you're realizing too is that you kind of have to do this in the beginning. You can't really wait for it to happen, because when you wait to deal with these difficult cycles, or when they reappear in the form of new people we're meeting or people we're dating or whatever, each time that you allow something to happen that perpetuates that cycle, the easier it is to lose sight of your limit for that cycle. And the harder it becomes to walk away later, because those emotions and things get more tied into the situation. And so I'm seeing with the Page of Swords that you're realizing you kind of have to cut it off at the beginning, but you're still sort of learning for some of these things exactly how to deal with it, exactly how to word it, how to draw the line. And you may be a little bit novice in the sense that you may not be doing it the most eloquently, but the fact that you're taking the action is what matters. And I'm seeing that when you are releasing these cycles and you're releasing these things of the past that have chained you down, you've been able to step into a much more abundant and happy place, but there's still certain things that maybe are not to its full capacity yet, because either you've built a wall to protect yourself because you're afraid you're afraid to test your own boundaries in the sense of what you can put up with and what you can handle. In other ways, I'm seeing that it's simply just the fact that there's just still some things that you would like to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet. And it may be because you are still not quite stepping out of your comfort zone yet in some of these areas. The thing that sucks about negative cycles is that you can't completely avoid negative situations, and that's the easiest way to avoid negative cycles. But the problem is that when you cut yourself off to everything, you also cut yourself off to the positive things. And so what I'm seeing here is that the universe is going to be sending you some new ideas of how to move forward, how to deal with these situations, how to test your boundaries. Maybe boundaries isn't the right word. Maybe test your resolve on how to draw these boundaries in a healthy way, and in ways where you can grow more confident in this without negative side effects. And I'm seeing that for a lot of you, this is coming in the form of relationships. Now, the Hierophant can be romantic or non-romantic relationships. It's ruled by Taurus energy, so it's a very earth placement sort of energy. And the Star is very much Aquarius energy. And between these two, you're trying to balance out, I guess, kind of this energy of wishing and hoping and taking action towards better and what's familiar. And you're kind of learning, I guess, your new boundaries and new understanding of your future when it comes to your long-term relationships without these cycles being such a burden or an influence on them. And I'm hearing that you're very much redefining what you want your relationships to look and feel like. And you are putting that out into the universe. And so if that is you and that resonates, then this message is to give you confirmation that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. I'm going to take a couple more cards here, just some final guidance. We have the Knight of Wands, we have the World, and we have the Nine of Wands. And this card's sticking out, so I'm going to take it. It's the Death card. And I did see the Page of Cups. So you're to expect the unexpected right now, because the Page of Cups is all about surprises. I'm really hearing with this Knight of Wands here, which is funny because oftentimes the Knight of Wands is somebody who kind of comes in very fiery and very fast and then quickly fizzles out. But I'm not getting that energy this time with this card. I'm very much picking up on you needing to prioritize your passions in this new chapter you're stepping into. For those of you who very much are hoping to manifest a soulmate, you're being told right now to focus on your passions and not on your relationships, in terms of your passion and your happiness needs to come first. You need to come first above everything else right now, because as you're stepping into this chapter, you're in this transitory period. And I keep seeing a yield sign. And a yield sign is often you see those when you're traveling from place to place. It's when you're in transition, right? But a yield sign is often a sign that tells you to pause and wait until the coast is clear. The reason why I'm hearing that you need to yield is, one, you need to yield to your passions and let your passions drive your decisions, because it will step you into this new chapter where that's going to be a priority for you, and it's going to bring that abundance that you've been looking for. Number two, I'm hearing that your passion is going to ignite a lot of different areas of that 10 of Pentacles energy we talk about all the time, of happiness and fulfillment and abundance in all areas of your life. It's going to be the igniting factor that's going to light the candle that lights everything else, if that makes sense. So like the Knight of Wands is a fiery energy. And I'm hearing that, I keep hearing fire is catching on. And what that means, I think, is that your passion in this new chapter is going to play a major part in all the different areas of your abundance. So it needs to come first. And I'm hearing that whether or not you're entangled with somebody right now or not, your passions and your desires, and you need to come first in a way that you've never put yourself first in this new chapter, and everything else will follow. If the person you're currently with is meant to be with you and is that person, then they will follow you. If they're not, then they will leave and make space for the person who's supposed to be coming in. But I'm very much hearing you keep kind of like looking towards the past and keep looking towards worries of the past, I think, and like worry about these cycles repeating. And I'm hearing that that is all ended. You don't need to worry about these past things. You don't need to keep looking back on them. You don't need to relive them. You don't need to worry about them. You need to be very much focused on the future at this time in your passions. You need to be looking at where you're going, not where you've been, and pay attention to the road. Pay attention to the road ahead, because that's the most important thing right now. Because you're in this transitory period, we just hit the eclipse. So a lot of that energy that got brought up to be healed is being healed now. We're now in this transitory period where we're stepping into the new chapter of our life. And the eclipse always ends up enhancing our manifestations at the time. So if you're focused on your past and you're focused too much on these negative things, you're at risk of bringing those back into your life at this time if you're focusing on them. You need to pay attention to the road ahead, not the road that you've taken already. You need to not make a U-turn. You need to keep going straight. What I'm hearing is that you really need to give yourself a little bit more grace here. whether you feel like you messed up in the past or whether it was things that were out of your control. Cycles are hard to break because cycles are attached to love, to emotion, to regret, to shame, to all these different things that end up getting ourselves all entangled. But when you follow your passion and you follow love and you follow what's best for you, it allows you to keep your limits in sight of what you can and can't handle, what you are and aren't willing to put up with. It allows you to put yourself first in a way that you've never done before. That is so incredibly important at this time. Probably the most important thing you need to do right now. So release these past things with grace and gratitude and forgiveness. If you still need to forgive yourself or other people, try to move on and heal from this so that you can look to the road ahead, because you have so many amazing things coming to the road ahead, but your apprehensiveness is kind of preventing you from moving forward. You're kind of getting stuck longer in this eclipse energy than you need to be. And there's so many better things coming than what has already passed. So get excited about the future. Focus on yourself and choosing yourself at this time. Don't let anybody force you into decision making. Don't let anyone hold you back if you're wanting to move forward. Don't let anybody push you forward if you're not ready to move forward yet. This is a time to really prioritize you. Be a little selfish. With all the crap that you've been through in the past, it's really not being selfish. It may feel that way, but it's really not. Self-care is never selfish. You can't help anyone else if you can't help yourself. But for the sake of not only yourself, but your happiness and the happiness of the people in your lives that are going to be influenced by your decisions, you must prioritize you at this time in a way you've never done. You must, in this transitory period, make the decisions that are best for you, even if they're hard. Know your limits. Pay attention to your energies, whether they're reciprocal or not. Start cutting out the things and the people that are not part of this new chapter that you want for yourself. You need to be very strong in your resolve at this time, maybe stronger than you've ever been in that, in choosing yourself, in cutting out these things and these people that are not in alignment. And if you're not sure about someone or something, give it time. Clarity will come. And so that is your affirmation for this reading. Your affirmation is, I am prioritizing myself to step into this brighter, more abundant, happier future for myself. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.